Hi there, my name is Ria, and as a group we have chosen to discuss Samsung as our corporate brand. To start off with, we'll be discussing the product, integrated marketing communications, the consumer, critical discussion and evaluations, and the recommendations. I'll be discussing the unique attributes of the Samsung Galaxy S4 according to its forms and functions. As we know, the Samsung company is a South Korean-based company which started in 1938 in South Korea by a gentleman named Lee Byung-chul. Although Samsung is an electronics company, they first started off by selling groceries. It was only up until the 1970s when they began producing electronics, and up until the 1990s when they became a global force. Samsung has revolutionized its business as being a world-class sophistication and giving the customers the satisfaction they deserve. Discussing the attributes for the Galaxy S4. To start off with, I'll be discussing the S-Voice Drive. This new feature will allow the users to feel the path of assistance when they are driving. The innovative interface will offer the best functionality while driving, which will act like a guiding star. This will also describe the best route and easy gateway to get to their intended destination. Another attribute I'll be discussing is the S-Health that empowers livelihood. In terms of health, Samsung have been able to create this new app that provides the user with fitness tools that also be able to track their weight, exercise and so on. There is also a handy built-in pedometer, and also this phone is able to measure the temperature and humidity. I will now be describing the sound and shot feature. In terms of sound and shot features, this attribute will allow the user to have a unique selection of image and sound voice together. Just being able to capture the image and voice together is not only unique within itself, but the Galaxy S4 is the only brand to be able to do that as of any other competitors. In terms of cameras, Samsung is the second brand besides the iPhone to actually have the dual camera facing the front and back. This unique attribute will allow the users to be able to take photos from the rear and the back of the camera. This attribute is so unique that it actually enables a customer to be able to take photos whenever they like, wherever they are, and what mood they're feeling in.
We're going to be talking about the current promotion that is being used by Samsung to promote their Samsung Galaxy S4, and I'm also going to be talking about the promotion that their competitors are using. Promotion is what companies use to encourage customers to purchase their product rather than their competitors' products. Samsung's main competitors are firstly Apple with the iPhone 5S. Secondly, we've got BlackBerry with the Z10, although they aren't really much of a competition as they've been struggling with business and they're going down and are more targeting the business market. Thirdly, we have Nokia with the Lumia 1020, which is also a smartphone and coming up in the market. Firstly, I'm going to go through the promotions that Samsung have used. Before the initial release of the S4, they had a teaser promotion which gave a few images of the S4 and a few details of what apps would be available on the phone and what would be better on the S4 than the previous model. And second, after the phone was released, Samsung, what they did, they had little stores set up in marketplaces, and the purpose of this was in order to enable customers to go to the store and use a Samsung S4 without having to buy it. This was free of charge, so they could just go through the phone and see what was available on it, how it felt in your hand, the quality of the camera, and any other features that the phone had to offer. Also, to promote the release of the phone, Samsung had a launch for the S4. This was held in America and had many different journalists and critics and also a few famous people to promote the phone and make everyone aware of what the phone had to offer. And also they've been using promotions as in billboards and adverts. Most notably, they've been having adverts in Times Square in New York, and this was a big image of the phone and showed what the phone had to offer to customers. And as Times Square is a busy place, it gave a lot of coverage and a lot of people were able to see it. Now I want to talk about the promotion that Apple did in order to promote the iPhone 5S that they released. When it first came out, Apple had a launch as well as Samsung did, and for this launch they had big images of the phone, and the CEOs of Apple gave a speech and told everyone who was there what the phone offered and the new features and what was better about the iPhone 5S compared to its predecessors as the 5 and 5C. For the promotion, Apple didn't spend as much as Samsung did. They spent $333 million last year, and Samsung spent a lot more than that. So Apple are not really that much into promoting their products. They're just more about relying on word of mouth and how other people are going to spread the message of how good Apple is. And also Apple have another bit of promotion. They promote the products on their website. This shows customers what the phone offers and also what they can get with the phone, as in attachments and other extras. Go through the promotion that Nokia did for the Lumia 1020. And before I say anything, Nokia only spent $21 million on their promotions, and Samsung spent way more than that, which is almost 20 times as much, spending $401 million on promotion. And the sales speak for themselves, and you can realise why Samsung are spending more on promotion. So Nokia had a launch as well for their Lumia, and this was just to inform the public of what the Lumia had to offer. And also they offer free apps. So when you buy a Lumia, you get free apps to download as a gift from Nokia. And also they got promotions that they've got billboard images which shows, the purpose of these is to highlight the quality of the camera. They have a 41 megapixel camera and they're quite proud of that, so they're making that aware to the public and letting them know that it's got a good quality camera. So I'm going to talk about the promotion that BlackBerry used for the Z10. And now BlackBerry spent $35 million on their promotions, which is more than Nokia did, but it's not as much as Apple and Samsung did. And most of the money that BlackBerry spent was on the Formula One team. They sponsored Mercedes Formula One team, and that is good for them because as Formula One travels around the world, goes to many different countries, they're getting a lot of coverage, and a lot of people all over the world are seeing the adverts on Formula One cars. And people who are interested in Formula One are also interested in top technology and being ahead of everyone else, so that's good for the brand. And furthermore, to the sponsoring the Mercedes team, they've got their number one driver, Lewis Hamilton, and they've got him on their website, and they offer customers a chance to meet him and spend a day with him if they have a BlackBerry phone and they enter the competition. This is good for the company as it will make people more attracted to the phone and towards the company, and it sets out a good image. The second bit of promotion that it was on their website, they showed the phone and they encouraged people to be the first to own it. This was good because it will make people want to start a trend maybe, or just be the first people to own it and show everyone else what they've got in the BlackBerry. And finally, they also had a launch for the product, which had critics and journalists as well as the other brands did. And this is good because it shows the public what the phone offers, and if they get good reviews from the journalists, then it makes the brand look better and the product stand out more as well. I'm going to now talk about the market share and how the promotions that the brands did for their products, how it affected their market share. Firstly, to start off with Samsung, their market share grew by 4% last year, and now they have 26% of the market share. Secondly, they're second to Apple, who have 42% of the market share, and because of their promotion, their market share grew by 7% last year. Also, BlackBerry's market share didn't do well. They went down in the market share, and they're not as popular as it was in previous years. But overall, the smartphone market has grown by 8%. So this shows that people are more interested in smartphones now, and only 60% of the world have a smartphone. So there's still room for improvements and for more customers.
In this section, we'll be focusing on the consumer. In today's society, consumer behaviour is constantly changing. This is because of how fast new technology is being created. Values mean a lot to the consumers, and it takes a lot for a company to change the consumer's value towards a different company. This will be down to a certain experience. Values are very much the core of the consumer's behaviour. For example, consumers have used Apple phones ever since they've been released, but now there are more competitors around Apple, so therefore offering more unique ideas and attributes to different smartphones. For example, the new Samsung S4 has now brought out a new feature called the Air Gestures. This allows the consumer to interact with their mobile phone without touching the mobile phone itself. Now I'm going to go into detail about the ATR reinforcement model and how it affects the Samsung. Trial and repeat are the three key steps for the ATR reinforcement model. Awareness takes place as a result of the consumer learning of a particular product brand or the product's availability. For example, if the consumer saw the Samsung advert and it caught the audience's eye, the consumer could then use word of mouth by telling friends, family and colleagues about Samsung's new product. After learning about the product, consumers may make a trial purchase to test the product. If use of the product has favourable results, consumers will repeat their purchase of the product. For example, if the consumer decided to purchase the Samsung Galaxy 4, this could then impact on future purchases of Samsung.
So now we're going to do a health check on Samsung, the company, and see how the company's strategy and execution is being implemented. So this section of the presentation is going to be, it's going to focus on how successful they create the needs and wants for their consumers, and see how this is benefiting the company and how they can improve it in the long run if they have to.
Brands use emotional conditioning to help sell their products. They put music in the background while their products are being shown to unconsciously trigger a reaction to the consumer when they're viewing the product. Brands use this countless times. This is the Pavlov effect, and we're going to show you how Samsung Galaxy S4 uses the same technique to help them promote the Samsung Galaxy S4, and we'll talk about the effects after this advert. Now we're going to talk about the emotional conditioning model in much more detail. So, before the advertising campaign, Samsung Galaxy S4 would have shown no response. People would not felt that connected to the phone because there was no sound to it. So for example, now that Samsung incorporated the Antonio Vivalli Four Seasons song with the Samsung Galaxy S4, they knew that Antonio Vivalli Four Seasons song is known by a lot of people around the world, and it signifies triumphant, class, and it gives a love feeling. So during the advertising campaign, when this is mixed with Samsung Galaxy S4 and the song playing in the background, it gives off a love feeling. Hence the reason why it makes the phone look sophisticated, desirable, high premium. So as you can see, Samsung Galaxy S4 will now automatically have an conditional effect, a long-lasting effect on consumers, as they'll automatically incorporate the Antonio Vivalli Four Seasons song with the Samsung Galaxy S4. So now we're going to talk about the AIDA model. The AIDA model is very effective. Many businesses use this, and it's very, very beneficial if they use it properly. It's been known to influence a lot of consumers to purchase brand goods. What the AID stands for is attention, interest, desire, and action. This process is used by many marketers in their communication to entice prospects to make the purchase or to take desired action. So we're going to see how Samsung used this to help promote the Galaxy S4. So I gave you the definition of the AIDA model. I'm going to go into in greater detail explaining the attention, interest, desire and action, and how Samsung used each point to help them entice their audience and bring customers to their brand. For example, attention. Samsung grabbed the attention of their audience by advertising both online and offline. They also create a lot of competitions and great deals on their products, such as the S4. They'll do competitions so people can have a chance to win it and try it. Next, the interest. Interest is created from Samsung by the way they're able to consistently break barriers in the tech industry. Also, they stand out from the competition by designing affordable, innovative products for tomorrow. So, for example, again, Samsung are the first company of all the smartphones to use air gestures, and they have many more attributes right now in the market that other smartphones don't have. Thirdly, desire. Samsung create desire by offering new, different attributes on their products compared to the competitors, which creates a sensation of impulse and emotion for the consumers. So, because Samsung were able to create groundbreaking technology in all their smartphones, especially the S4, this creates a sense of impulse for the customers, and it makes them feel emotionally connected to the product as well. Therefore, when they see the S4 now, they'll feel connected emotionally, and they might have to do an impulse buy because they know what the product's offering. Finally, action. Samsung are able to distribute a large amount of products to their customers because the 3 points of the model was done effectively, and the 3 points were attention, interest, and desire. Therefore, they're allowed to distribute with action. So, what is the customer-based equity pyramid? Companies use this as a way to assess their brand and determine how much it affects their customers' minds. Doing this successfully can be very beneficial for the company, as it will fill in the gaps of the customer's knowledge, but at the same time improving the brand's reputation. So now I'm going to be talking about the customer-based equity pyramid in great more detail, and seeing how Samsung used this model to help them entice more customers to join them, and at the same time keeping hold of the loyal customers. So for example, we're going to start with salience. Samsung is a brand that recognizes both their customers' wants and needs. Therefore, by studying and understanding them, they're able to create a sensation of impulse purchasing for their customers, able to receive high awareness and high recalls and high brand recognition imagery. Samsung portray the image of designing products for the people, as their products are good in value and they're good for money compared to other competitors such as Apple. They also produce a feel-good fun experience for both young and old audience. So you can see, Samsung are well known for having that universal audience. They do this so uniquely, hence the reason why the brand is improving every year. Performance. All the products that Samsung produce are specifically designed for a specific type of segment in mind. Therefore, making each product unique, reliable and durable for the customer. Samsung have a good reputation for producing good quality products, which has helped build the brand identity. Customers are really proud that Samsung are able to keep up this consistency of performance with all their models of phones, not just the Galaxy S4. So this is a good reason why customers are staying loyal and new customers are coming every day. Feeling. The feeling that Samsung give to their consumers is a feeling of appreciation, as they provide them with cutting-edge products at affordable prices, advanced technology that is simple to use, and finally, a sense of caring and understanding, as they consistently design products to target different consumers' lifestyles. So you can see Samsung are listening to their consumers. They're giving them what they want and specifically designing it to help them on their day-to-day lives. This is one thing Samsung do best, and it's their unique selling point because they design devices to specifically help one in their day-to-day lives. Judgment. The brand has a fantastic reputation for consistently producing innovative, good quality products. Samsung always makes sure they're ahead of the competition, beating Google and Apple time and time again when it comes to advanced technology, while still staying affordable. Again, this is one of Samsung's unique selling point. They are able to design such great products with great attributes, but at the same time making it affordable, thinking of the working class. Resonance. How was Samsung able to resonate with their customers and build that relationship? Samsung has managed to develop a large segment of loyal customers that have a strong attachment to the brand. Another way to get a health check of Samsung is by seeing what the company has done lately to help strategize and execute certain advertising campaigns. Also, we get primary and secondary research to see what the company has done in the past and what they aim to do in the future. To help us do this, we're going to be designing a brand identity prism that will focus on 6 primary things, which are personality, culture, reflection, self-image, relationship, and physique. We're going to start with personality. The products are family orientated, so Samsung's products are very unique, as they always think of the family in mind. They don't only think of the dad or the mum, they think of the whole family in general. And this is really good because most families will choose them now over other brands when it comes to smartphones or tablets. Next, they're leaders of the tech industry, as they are now more innovative with their design, their attributes, and what it can do for one's lifestyle. Culture. They're involved in diverse public-spirited projects. They comply with the laws and ethical standards. They respect customers, shareholders, and their employees. Reflection. They're very reliable. They leave lasting pleasure on consumers once they have been exposed to their products, and they get demand from a diverse audience. Self-image. When people use Samsung products, they automatically feel sophisticated. They feel confident. They feel up to date, and they feel trendy. This could be because Samsung are always doing things first. They're always thinking of the other people in mind. They're listening to their customers. They're giving customers more than they're paid for. And this just makes the customers feel good. Relationship. They understand their audience. They give great customer services, and they're very approachable and trustworthy. And physique. They have a wide range of products. They're geographically spread around the world and have a well-known brand logo. So their brand identity is very, very strong. What this brand identity prism has showed us is that Samsung's brand identity in the past 10 years has transformed and blossomed into a more expressive, engaging and colourful brand with a universal-oriented target audience in mind. The Korean brand has seen the most growth in the mobile sector. This has benefited the brand in the long run, as more customers are now starting to show interest in other products that Samsung produce. Finally, this shows that Samsung customers are consistently loyal, emotionally connected to the brand. They're convinced that the brand is growing and it still has a lot more to offer.
We believe that Samsung has been able to produce high excellence products with the concept of quality and appearance. Not only do they give their customers the satisfaction they would expect when purchasing an S4, but also the vision of class. We believe that the Galaxy smartphones use sophistication. They also have managed to dominate the market. The only recommendation that we would give would be target people with less income. The reason why we believe this is because in terms of competitors, the Apple company have come out with the iPhone 5C, which is not only cheaper but has less features, but they also want to target more of the wider market, as well as the BlackBerry in terms of the BlackBerry Curve. Although they both are the main competitors of Samsung, it just shows that Samsung will be able to target the younger generation who might not be able to afford phones such as the iPhone or the Galaxy or the BlackBerry.